Today, Donald Trump is revealing what his first 100 days in office will look like. In historic Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, the Republican nominee laid out his action plan. Joining me now to break it all down for a fair and balanced debate, Fox News contributor Angela McGlowan and Democratic strategist Kevin Chavis. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining me. Angela, I want to start with you. I want to play a soundbite because there was about 15 minutes before we heard Donald Trump's 100-day plan. And he sort of listed a number of grievances. He talked about voter fraud. He talked about Hillary Clinton's eligibility. And then he talked about his accusers. Listen to this.
Every woman lied when they came forward to hurt my campaign. Total fabrication. The events never happened. Never. All of these liars will be sued after the election is over.
Okay, Angela, we heard this, and then we also heard about the dishonesty of media. Before we even heard of a game plan, was this effective, or did it take away of the importance of his plan as the president-elect?
Donald Trump suing whoever lied on him does not put money back into the pockets of the American people. It doesn't put food in our mouths. So some people care, but some people don't. I think the plan that he laid out, dealing with the tax policy, dealing with bringing jobs back, dealing with tax policy and trade policy, that's better than talking about people suing other people. All
right, Kevin, you know, there are a lot of undecided voters, perhaps even Democrats, that are watching this today. Was he specific enough? Was it effective? And is there a feasible way to accomplish all of these things that he wants to do in 100 short days?
Well, I tell you, Elizabeth, you know, the mushy middle elects presidents, and one of the problems we've had this whole campaign is he really hasn't reached out beyond his base. And I think Angela's right. I mean, a lot of those populist themes he talked about in the last 20 minutes, they resonate with Americans. Tax policy, school choice. I'm a big supporter of school choice. People want to hear those kind of issues. But goodness, here's the thing. He steps on those kind of potentially encouraging messages by really getting back in the mud. I don't think the average voter, particularly people that he needs to win in order to get this election going in his favor, they don't want to hear about him suing these women. I just thought that he stepped on this message.
Okay, Angela,
but here's the great power of the speech, though. Here's the great power of the speech. You know the old saying, money is power, and the more money the government takes from you, the more power the government has. Donald Trump wants to give that power back to the American people. You know better what to spend on yourself than big brother government. So I think if he sticks to his tax plan, his jobs plan, we're the Saudi Arabia of coal. Clean coal technology is wonderful. We won't have to depend on the enemy for energy. Those things will help him. But speaking about suing and being a victim and things being rigged, people are suffering out there, Elizabeth. They're living from paycheck to paycheck.
Okay, but how does he prioritize it? Because we didn't even hear him talk about immigration until he was almost done. So what is most important to him, and is he addressing what's most important to voters right now?
Well, actually, he is not. He did at the end. But it's just like he can't help himself. Look, I think that he's right about one thing, and we saw this in the Democratic primary of Bernie Sanders. Americans do want change, but they also want someone who can bring us all together. I mean, one of your earlier guests talks about winning the hearts and minds.
But Kevin,
you're not going to win the hearts and minds. Focus on your personal stuff.
Okay,
Kevin,
go ahead, Angela.
I think that's why he did it from Gettysburg, because Lincoln had a divided nation, and we're divided today. And united we stand, divided we fall. If Donald Trump stays on the A game and talks about policy, when I ran for Congress, I did not answer to my opponent's accusations against me because the voters of Mississippi did not care about that, and he needs to stay on point.
Okay, but Angela, you talked about unity, and you can answer, of course, Kevin. But when he first started speaking, he said he wanted to drain the swamp. He wants to reduce the size of government in almost every facet. But these are folks who he has to work with when he gets to office.
Listen, during campaigns, people say things and a lot of feelings are hurt. But at the end of the day, we all are Americans and we love America. So if it's President Trump or if it's President Clinton, we've been through so much in this country. I believe that the Congress will work with the next president.
All right, Kevin, you can get the last word on that.
Well, he needs to convey that. I mean, you mentioned Lincoln. This was no Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. President Lincoln did not start off talking about the personal challenges or problems he had. He really talked about a healing America, and I think that that's what Donald Trump needs to do. Frankly, I think Clinton needs to do more of that as well.
All right, Kevin and Angela, thank you so much for breaking down that speech. It was about 40 minutes earlier today. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks.